Hi guys, I just finished traveling almost every provinces on the eastern maritimes of Canada, and then I flew all the way down south in Mexico, did a lot of footage, and I wish I could report to you that no drones were harmed during the footage. But that's not the case, unfortunately. I crashed one drone in the water completely, and the other one, well, I almost lost it as well, and that was the brand new DJI Air 2S. So let's talk about that. Now, I just received the Mini 2 back because I did have the warranty. So the DJI Care Keep Flying warranty, I did have it. And I'm going to talk to you about it, my experience. I want to say exactly also how I crashed the drone. I'm going to go over that footage as well, how I went to pick it up, which was kind of like a bit gross. And then after that, how the other drone sort of was not supposed to crash, but did crash. And I want to talk to you about those two experiences. Maybe that's going to help you make sure you don't crash your drone. And maybe you know things I don't. So if you want to comment in the comment below how stupid I was to crash these drones, let me know. All right, so let's go with the 2S first of all. Well, the thing is, I never thought for a second that when the drone is at about 20%, it couldn't climb. It makes absolutely zero sense, but that's exactly what happened. So the drone is about 2.5 kilometers more or less from me, and at 25% it says I'm coming back. Now my idea is that I was just wanting to go over the little hill and land on the other side. Don't come back, no need. My wife was there, so I thought, okay, I'm just gonna go land next to her, and then after that, she can bring the drone back, or I can just drive there. For whatever reason, I ignored the return home and I went to fly the drone over the forest, and it never worked. The drone refused to climb. So I tried to go left and right, try to figure out what happened. I probably lost a minute right there, and then I decided to just bring the drone back to me by flying it as close as possible to the ground and as fast as possible toward me without actually climbing or, going over the water, of course, because I didn't want the drone to crash in the water. At one point, I couldn't fly anymore, so the drone just basically hovered there. I didn't have any control over it anymore. I think it was less than 10%, and the drone just hovered. Now, it was over a bunch of rocks, big stones that, ankle, breaking kind of stone. Actually, that's how it felt for me walking 2 kilometers to go pick it up. And unfortunately, the drone just hovered, never landed, and eventually crashed. Now, I used the app to try to see where the drone was, and believe it or not, it was about 300 meters from where I was, which is about 1,000 feet. So for whatever reason, the GPS signal, to tell you exactly where the drone was and the last recorded position didn't work either. And that's it. So my wife and I ended up walking all the way there. We found the drone, a bit of scratches, nothing worse. Even the propellers were actually good. So that's it. No harm done there. It's just kind of let's not call it a crash, let's call it a bad landing. All right, well, the Mini 2. The Mini 2 is a different thing. For whatever reason, I used the automated feature just to back out, take the picture, and come back. The first time it did it perfectly, no issue. I did not move, the drone stayed at the same position, and I just sent it again because my daughter was not really in the frame. She didn't want to do it. So I thought I'm going to do it a second time. And the second time, for whatever reason, the drone went further, hit some branches, and crashed in the water. Now, at that time, I was like, bah, forget about it. I paid $50. I have the warranty. I'm just going to contact DJI, say, hey, look, my drone just crashed in the water. Goodbye. That's it. Send me a new one. But then I was like, let me try to see, for that YouTube footage, I thought I'm going to go and fetch it. Lucky I did. Okay, it was murky. The drone was just at the surface of the water on some algae. It was underneath, yeah, of course, but not by much, by about a foot at best. Holy crap, I found it.
Mommy, he found it.
Huh? Take it.
Is it going?
Yeah, let me get out of here. Fuck yeah. So I managed to get there, pick it up, bring it back to the surface. Of course, it didn't work. Drone was finished, took water, battery finished, fine. After the trip, I just basically sent it to DJI and they sent me another one. Took about, let's say, 15 days and I received a new one in the box, which is pretty good. Okay, I have to admit, it's amazing. So I saved, maybe, I don't know, $250 right there. So this is good. But in my discussion with DJI, what I've learned is this. If you do not recuperate your drone, 99% chance you'll lose it. Okay, the only way DJI will agree to replace your drone if you don't have the drone is if you can prove that it was not pilot error, that the drone literally just crashed out of the blue for no reason and you lost it. That's the only time. If not, you have to go recuperate your drone. Now, the way that DJI explained this to me, you can send your remote. Apparently inside the remote, they have the data so they can extract the flight path and what happened and, basically the internal computer, like let's say call it a black box. They will be able to know. But honestly, I think that, a lot of people said, oh my God, don't bother buying the Mini 2 guarantee. That's crazy. Drone's $250 or 500, but $250 for the drone if you just replace the drone. Why would you bother? And I'm happy I did because, well, I got the new one. And for $50, I got shipping both ways. So this is nice. So I just basically shipped the drone in whatever I had it in. And then after that, I managed to get it back after 2 weeks with a new battery, which is great. So this is pretty good. Now I'm back in the Middle East without both drones. Why? Well, because I couldn't fly them here. I got them seized at the Toronto airport of all places, and I'm going to talk to you about that in the next video, traveling with your drone. But anyway, so is the guarantee worth it? In my personal opinion, definitely, if you make sure that you get your drone back. Now, I have to admit, this little adventure made me a bit fearful of flying over water. Yes, there's less obstacle and less chances of crashing your drone, but to be honest with you, if you look at that, there's electric wires also. Like I wanted to pass under the bridge just for fun, and with the electric wires, I found them at the very, very last second and break. I don't know if the system would have avoided them. I'm not gonna try because I don't want to, crash my drone to find that out. This is with the DJI Air 2S. So yeah. I'm a bit fearful of doing that right now, flying over water, so I try to avoid it as much as possible. I go over land and then I, go over the water when I need to. But yeah, if you don't manage to get your drone back, forget the warranty. So that's it. Anyways, I'll talk to you about the next video, why I don't have my drone with me. Right now I'm in the Middle East. My drones were seized at a Canadian airport in Toronto. Because they didn't want me to bring them on the plane, which is weird, even in check-in. So yeah, that's kind of weird. I'll talk to you about that later. So essentially these days, flying internationally with your drone is becoming something way, way more difficult, and I'm going to talk to you about that in the next video.